Katt Williams is back. And he's not just throwing shade, he's launching full-blown comedic missiles again. And guess who caught the heat this time? Yep, Wanda Smith. And sis is snapping like a broken tripod on live radio. But wait, Dave Chappelle just slid into the chat, and his reaction might be even more shocking than Katt's roast. What in the roasted then resurrected reputation is going on? After Katt's original mic drop roast on Wanda that turned into viral gospel, we thought it was over. But nope. Katt came back swinging like he's trying to headline WrestleMania for comedians. And this time, he brought new receipts, old grudges, and a spotlight so hot it could melt the Atlanta skyline. Wanda tried to clap back, but let's be honest, it landed like a dollar store boomerang. And then Dave Chappelle, cool, calculated, and brutally honest, chimed in with commentary that had people wondering if Wanda's career just got double roasted. What sparked this sudden explosion? Why is Katt dragging it back up now? And how did Dave Chappelle's reaction become the final nail in the coffin? You already know, this ain't just comedy. This is war. And we're breaking it all down. Let's get one thing clear. When Katt Williams speaks, the internet doesn't just listen, it catches on fire. And this week, he didn't just speak, he detonated. Out of nowhere, Katt dropped another verbal atom bomb. And once again, Wanda Smith is right in the blast zone. But this time, it's not just Wanda in the crosshairs. Dave Chappelle stepped in, dropped a reaction so sharp it cut through the noise. And now, the internet's spiraling. But let's rewind before we blow the lid off this pressure cooker. Back in 2018, Katt Williams walked into V103's Frank and Wanda in the morning for what should have been a routine radio interview. Nothing special. Promote the tour, crack a few jokes, shake a few hands. Boom, done. But instead, it turned into one of the most legendary roasts in modern comedy history. And the punchline? Wanda Smith, she came at Katt about his hair. Innocent? Maybe. But she forgot she was sparring with a dude who eats hecklers for breakfast and spits punchlines like venom. What followed wasn't just a clapback. It was a total public dismantling. Katt cooked her so hard, her name trended for all the wrong reasons. From her wig to her cooking to her husband, Katt flamed her like she owed him rent. Clips went viral. Memes exploded. And let's be real, Wanda never fully recovered. Fast forward to now. Years later, new city, new crowd, Katt hits the stage in Atlanta. And just when everyone thought they were getting a regular stand-up set, he pivots, and out comes the heat. You ever roast somebody so bad they radio career evaporate like steam in the sun? Wanda still mad? She need to be mad at that cornbread she calls a comeback. Boom, the crowd went ballistic. Phones flew out like it was a Beyoncé sighting. Laughter turned into chaos. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, they all lit up within minutes. And the question hit hard. Why now? Why dig up a roast that had already been buried, framed, and mounted in the Comedy Hall of Fame? Well, here's where it gets juicy. See, Wanda's been throwing low-key shots for years. Side-eye comments in podcast interviews, snarky sound bites during panel events, you name it. She kept hinting that Katt was disrespectful, insecure, and only famous for being loud. One clip even shows her laughing with another host, saying, "Some of these men think being obnoxious is a talent." Newsflash, and it's not. Now, she never said his name. But come on, everyone knew who she was aiming at. And apparently so did Katt. So, when he dropped that bomb on stage, it wasn't random. It was payback. Strategic, surgical. And oh, he wasn't done yet. After the show, clips flooded the timeline. Fans were split. Some were cheering, saying Katt finally clapped back after years of subliminal digs. Others were cringing, calling it petty, outdated, and unnecessary. But just as the internet was catching its breath, Wanda snapped, she went live. No glam, no script, just raw, unfiltered heat. And in that shaky IG live, she let Katt have it. I see folks still out here trying to make headlines off my name. You want to keep talking? Do it to my face, not behind a mic. I got kids watching this mess, and I'm not the one to play with. Whew. The comments section exploded. Team Wanda came out swinging, demanding respect. Meanwhile, Team Katt was in the replies posting flame emojis and popcorn gifs like it was a pay-per-view fight. But then, and this is where things hit the next level. Dave Chappelle got dragged into it backstage after one of his shows. A fan hit him with the question, "Yo Dave, what's your take on Katt and Wanda spinning the block again?" Now, if you know Dave Chappelle, you know he doesn't do drama. But this time, he leaned in, took a drag from his cigarette, tilted his head, and delivered a quote that slapped harder than a Chris Rock Oscar moment. You don't throw shade at a man with a nuclear arsenal of punchlines. Katt's dangerous. He's got receipts, rhythm, and rage, fans erupted. But Dave wasn't finished. Comedy ain't cute. It's war with a mic. Wanda thought she was in a pillow fight. Turns out she was in a cage match. Dead. Twitter declared Chappelle the winner of a fight he wasn't even in. Katt reposted the clip with a laughing emoji and the caption, "Pastor Dave just preached. Meanwhile, Wanda?" Radio silence. No follow-up. No shade, no tweet. Just static. Some say she's regrouping. Others think she's planning a second response. But in the words of one fan, at this point, she better hire Olivia Pope. And here's the twist. People are starting to think this wasn't a feud. It was a rollout. Word is, Katt's cooking up a new Netflix special, and reigniting the Wanda flame might have been his first promo move. Genius or messy? That depends on who you ask. But what's clear is this. Katt Williams is still undefeated. His comebacks don't expire. His delivery? Untouchable. And if you come for the king with weak jokes and wounded pride, you better bring a fire extinguisher and a prayer. Because when Katt drags you, you stay dragged. Let's not sugarcoat it. The internet didn't just react to Katt's second roast. It went thermonuclear. Within 24 hours of Katt's surprise stage explosion, TikTok turned into a full-blown courtroom. Instagram reels were dropping faster than Wanda's fan support. Memes? Oh baby! The memes were savagely disrespectful. One had Wanda photoshopped into a Popeyes uniform with a caption that read, "When the radio career ends, but Katt's jokes don't. Cruel?" Yes, viral? Absolutely. But it wasn't just trolls and armchair comedians weighing in. The celebrity commentary started rolling in like TMZ on espresso. First up, Kevin Hart. Yep. Kevin jumped on IG Live, and while he didn't name names, fans instantly decoded the shade. He said, "Man, some people just don't know when to stop poking the bear. You poke the bear mauls your legacy." That's what happens. The comments were on fire. Everyone knew he was talking about Wanda. And just like that, the roast turned into a full-blown comedy civil war. People started dragging old interviews, comparing styles, debating careers. It was like Versus, but with egos and punchlines. Then, out of left field, Tiffany Haddish popped up. She tweeted, "I love Wanda, but why are we still talking about this?" Katt said what he said. Let's move on. And the backlash? Immediate. Wanda stans called Tiffany a traitor. Katt fans crowned her Queen of Clarity. Meanwhile, Twitter Spaces popped up titled, "Wanda Smith deserved it?" Comedy Beef Hall of Fame. Katt Williams versus everybody. And here's the twist that nobody saw coming. An unreleased behind-the-scenes video surfaced from the original 2018 radio station Meltdown, footage never shown to the public. In it, Wanda allegedly continues roasting Katt after the show ended. She makes comments about his height, his perm budget, and calls him a little angry Oompa Loompa. Yikes. So the internet flipped again. Suddenly, Katt's second roast wasn't an attack. It was a revenge sequel. Fans were screaming, "He held that grudge like Beyoncé holds Grammys!" Others said, "This man waited 5 years to drop the final blow." That's pettiness on a master level. And it didn't stop there. One viral tweet read, "Wanda Smith versus Katt Williams is the comedy version of Infinity War. And now, Dave Chappelle is Doctor Strange." Another one, "Katt Williams waited 5 years like Batman building a comeback speech." Wanda didn't even know she was in a cinematic universe. Even corporate brands got messy. One restaurant tweeted, "Our cornbread won't get you. Roasted by Katt Williams. Guaranteed." With a picture of Wanda's IG Live in the background. But here's where things got truly insane. A rumor started circulating that Netflix had reached out to Katt and Wanda for a roast reunion special. You heard that right. The internet thinks this entire feud might have been a setup for a collaborative bag, a comedy cash grab disguised as a blood feud. Twitter went into full detective mode. People were checking tour dates, analyzing tweets, breaking down Chappelle's quotes like they were FBI transcripts. And then, Katt's manager liked one of the tweets. Boom. Conspiracy confirmed? Not quite. But it was enough for fans to lose their minds. One YouTuber dropped a 30-minute breakdown titled, "This whole thing was scripted. Katt and Wanda are scamming us all." Meanwhile, Katt remained silent. No interviews, no tweets. Just one cryptic post on Instagram, "Revenge is a dish best served 5 years later," with a photo of a clock and a plate of cornbread. The man is either a comedic villain or a marketing genius. Or both, and while all this was unfolding, Dave Chappelle was still out here dropping commentary like Confucius in Timberlands. At a surprise show in Detroit, he told the crowd, Katt Williams is the only man I've seen turn a 5-minute interview into a 5-year plan for revenge. That's not pettiness. That's strategy." He paused. "Took a drag. I just hope Wanda's somewhere safe because Katt's not done. He's just on intermission," fans screamed. The clip went viral. Again, the man casually weaponizes wisdom like a ninja with punchlines. It's not even fair. And then, right when it seemed the fire was cooling down, Wanda dropped her own stand-up set. Yes, you heard that right. A full 10-minute bit at a local comedy lounge in Atlanta. The setup? A segment called Clapback Chronicles. The target? Katt Williams. The jokes? Well, they tried. Katt got more wigs than wisdom. "He talking about my cornbread? When the last time he saw a stove?" The crowd gave her some love, but let's be honest. The damage was already done. The energy was off. The jokes didn't hit with the same venom. And social media was brutal. One user said, "This like watching a sequel nobody asked for. Wanda ain't got the script, the budget, or the audience." Another one, "She tried to drag Katt but slipped on her own punchline." Harsh, but true. At this point, Wanda's career is looking less like a comeback and more like a cautionary tale. Meanwhile, Katt is basically Thanos in a velvet blazer, collecting roast gems for his Infinity Gauntlet. Even radio stations started throwing shade. One station aired a Katt vs. Wanda countdown segment, letting fans vote for the best roast moment. Spoiler alert, Wanda didn't win a single round, and still, no apology from anyone. No reconciliation. No sit down. Just digital fire and comedic carnage. The wildest part? All of this, every tweet, every joke, every tear, is building towards something bigger. You can feel it. Whether it's a Netflix special, a docuseries, or a final roast battle in Madison Square Garden. One thing is guaranteed, the Katt Williams and Wanda Smith saga ain't over. It's just evolving. And in this war of punchlines, shade, and clapbacks, only one can survive. If there was ever a time to pray for career CPR, it's now. Because while Katt Williams is out here riding a second viral wave like he invented the internet, Wanda Smith is flatlining in real time. And not because she's lacking talent, but because in this round of digital warfare, Katt didn't just win the battle. He nuked the battlefield. Let's talk reputation. Wanda used to be a staple in Atlanta radio. Beloved, respected, a local legend with a sharp tongue and a long resume. But ever since Katt's roast went viral back in 2018, she's been in this weird limbo. Not canceled, not trending, just floating. Like a MySpace profile with no password recovery option. This recent explosion, it was her chance to clap back, reclaim her spot, rewrite the narrative. But instead, she walked into a trap. And the worst part? She triggered it herself. See, fans aren't just laughing at Katt's punchlines. They're dissecting Wanda's entire career. Old clips are resurfacing. Critics are suddenly analyzing her radio style, her past jokes, her comedy sets. It's like a post-mortem on a legacy that's still technically breathing. One fan tweeted, "Wanda Smith out here getting roasted by the internet while trying to teach stand-up like it's a TED Talk nobody RSVP'd for." Savage? Yes. Unfair? Maybe. But this is the internet. You either trend or you disappear. And right now, Wanda is fading faster than a bootleg DVD in a microwave. Meanwhile, Katt is thriving. He's been trending for 5 straight days. Ticket sales are up. His name is back on everyone's lips. And not because of controversy, but because of comedic domination. He didn't just revive a beef. He resurrected his throne. And the industry noticed. Multiple club owners have confirmed that Katt's name is bringing in record-level RSVPs. Comedy podcasts are dedicating entire episodes to the return of Katt Williams. One promoter even joked, "Book Katt now or pay double when he drops his next special." The man's on fire. Literally. But let's not pretend this was just about a few jokes. There's something deeper happening here, and fans feel it. Katt's resurgence isn't just another viral moment. It's symbolic, a statement, a flex. For years, the comedy world treated Katt like the talented outcast, the brilliant firecracker who couldn't play by Hollywood's rules. The industry favorite? Until he spoke too loudly, until he roasted the wrong exec, until he refused to play it safe. But now, he's rewriting his own narrative. One punchline at a time, and Dave Chappelle's involvement? That was the validation Katt didn't even ask for. But got anyway. When Chappelle co-signs your comeback, it's not just a flex, it's a coronation. Think about it. Chappelle doesn't react to petty drama. He reacts to real moments, cultural moments. And the fact that he stepped into this chaos, dropped a few lines, and walked away without breaking a sweat, That told the entire industry. Katt is not to be played with, and fans are here for it. TikTok creators are remixing Chappelle's quotes with Katt's roast footage like it's the Infinity Roast saga. Memes comparing Katt to Thanos, John Wick, and even Daenerys Targaryen are racking up millions of views. And it's all pointing to the same conclusion. Katt didn't just come back. He came back with plot armor. But what about Wanda? Sources close to her team say she's laying low, focusing on her live shows and not engaging in negativity. Translation: this roast cooked a little too deep. Insiders claim she's considering a tell-all interview to clear the air. But honestly, what air is left to clear? The smoke is so thick, she'd need NASA to escape it. There's even chatter that radio stations are hesitant to book her for guest spots. Not because she's controversial, but because they're worried about Katt fans spamming the comments into oblivion. One showrunner reportedly said, "It's not personal, it's business." And right now, Wanda's name is trending for the wrong reasons. Brutal. And if that wasn't enough, fans are now digging into past drama. Suddenly, people are connecting dots between Wanda and other comedians she's allegedly clashed with. Old tweets, dusty interviews, questionable shade. The timeline is being weaponized, and Wanda is stuck in a digital rerun of her own mistakes. But here's where it gets even more meta. Some industry insiders believe this entire drama, the roasts, the responses, the viral cycles, is ushering in a new era of comedy beef. Forget rap beef. Forget reality TV brawls. This is the age of mic wars. And leading the charge? Katt Williams. Think about it. He's turning clapbacks into marketing. He's turning petty jabs into primetime moments. And he's proving, once again, that nobody does comedic warfare like him. So what now? Where does this saga go next? Some fans are praying for a sit-down, a red table talk-style intervention between Katt and Wanda moderated by Chappelle himself. Others want a roast battle hosted by Netflix, HBO, or Amazon Prime. And then there's the third camp, the ones saying, let Wanda rest. The woman's been deep-fried twice already. But one thing is certain, this story ain't done, because as long as Katt is breathing and Wanda's name still exists in the algorithm, the next punchline is always around the corner. Katt's latest tour is now rumored to include a special segment called Unfinished Business. You already know who that's about. And Wanda? Well, her team just copyrighted a new phrase. I ain't the one. Possibly the title of a podcast, a special, or a final rebuttal. We'll see. But until then, one truth remains. In the world of comedy, you either roast or get roasted. And Katt Williams? He's holding the mic, the lighter fluid, and the flame. Wanda Smith might have snapped, but Katt snapped back harder. Dave Chappelle responded, and the internet turned it into gospel. And now, all eyes are on what happens next. Phew. If you made it this far, give yourself a round of applause and maybe a glass of water, because you just survived another digital demolition derby brought to you by the roast king himself, Katt No Chill Williams, the radio ghost of Wanda Smith, and the philosophical flamethrower known as Dave Chappelle. But don't go running just yet, because you already know how this internet soap opera works. What starts as a roast turns into a movement. And what looks like the end? Oh baby, it's just episode 1. So if you're sitting there clutching your pearls, rewinding Katt's punchlines, or Googling did Wanda Smith delete her Instagram, do yourself a favor. Smash that like button like Katt smashed Wanda's reputation. Slap that subscribe like you're roasting your ex on open mic night. And drop a comment telling us whose side you're on. No, Team Katt, Team Wanda, or just Mom Team Messy vibes. Because here at Scandal Spark, we don't just spill tea, we pour it boiling, drop the mug, and light the kitchen on fire. New scandals? New shade? New celebrity clapbacks that make the Kardashians look like preschool beef? Yeah, it all lives right here. So stay tuned, because the way things are going, next week, Katt might roast another city, Wanda might call Oprah, and Dave Chappelle might narrate the whole thing in haiku. Until then, stay scandalous, stay savage, stay subscribed, and remember, in the world of comedy beef, we bring the lighter fluid, only on Scandal Spark. Fluid, only on Scandal Spark.